Are you looking to migrate to Australia as an international student, but you are not even sure, you have no idea where to start? You are wondering, what city should I go to? What schools should I go to? What are my options? What are the best options where I would be able to afford my tuition, my cost of living, and all of that? I will be dissecting that in this video, so stay tuned and do not go anywhere. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lola Lolita. If you are seeing baby girl for the very first time, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about the top 5 cities to live in Australia in 2024 as an international student. So let's get right into the video. Disclaimer, I'm not a migration agent or anything, so all the opinions in this video are mine only. So do your own research and find out more information if you need to. So according to, of course, I'm looking at my notes. You want to study in a place where you can enjoy the diversity, the diverse culture, get the Australian experience, the everything all wrapped up in one. Let's get into it. So according to the QS ranking for best student cities in 2024 in Australia, 5 Australian cities made the list, and this ranking is based on student view, student mix, employer activity, desirability, affordability, and rankings. So the first on the list is Adelaide. So Adelaide is the capital city of South Australia. It boasts of a population of about 1.3 million people, and it has a few top universities there. So the average cost of living is between $350 to $700 per week, depending on how you spend your money, where you live, how cheap you find your accommodation, and all of those details, right? Adelaide is 27% less than Sydney. Like, it's cheaper based on cost of living. Can you imagine? Adelaide has transportations like trams, trains, buses, and cars, of course. It's home to 3 public universities, and one of them is in the 1% ranking of universities in the world, and that is University of Adelaide. So University of Adelaide, Flinders University, and the University of South Australia are some of the universities you can apply to in Adelaide. Okay. So international students pay an average of about $30,000 per year, and monthly cost of living is around 2,100 Australian dollars, right? So next, we'll move on to Perth. This video is a quick one. Perth is the capital of Western Australia, for those that do not know, and the 4th largest city in the country. It has a population of about 2 million people. So Perth is known as the educational city of Australia, as it receives a lot of international students from across the globe. Perth is famous for its beaches, wildlife, and all of that. It hosts 4 public universities. We have University of Western Australia, Curtin University, Murdoch University, and Edith Cowan University. 3 universities from Perth are in the QS World University Rankings, with University of Western Australia at the top of that list. And averaging international students would pay about 31,000 Australian dollars, and average weekly living cost is about 450 Australian dollars. That is pretty okay, in my opinion. Next, we'll move on to Brisbane. Brisbane is number 3 on this list. It's the capital city of Queensland and the 3rd largest city in Australia. It has a population of about 2.5 million people and a subtropical climate. So Brisbane comes in as 3rd on the list for cheapest cities to live in Australia for international students in 2024. It has 3 public universities. We have University of Queensland, Queensland University of Technology, and Griffith University. So average tuition fee for international students in Australia in Brisbane is about $32,000, and weekly cost of living is between 485 to 500 Australian dollars. So Brisbane it's a bit lower than some of the major cities, so you can consider that as an option. Next on our list, number 4, is Melbourne. So everyone knows Melbourne. Melbourne is pretty popular. It's the capital city of Victoria and it's the second largest city in Australia. It has a population of about 5 million people, so that tells you there are way more people. That's ×2 of what Brisbane has, right? The climate is like you get all the seasons. So it has quite a bit of public universities. It boasts of about 7 public universities. I'll not go through all of them. I'm just going to mention a few. We have University of Melbourne, Monash University, RMIT, Dickens University, and so on. The average tuition is about 33,000 Australian dollars in a year, and average monthly cost of living is about 1,810 Australian dollars. That is per month. So some of them I've mentioned per week and some of them I've mentioned per month. So you can do the calculation on your own. One has been named the most livable city in the world for 7 consecutive years. So if you want to live in the most livable city in the world, then consider Melbourne, of course. Next and last on our list is Sydney. So Sydney made it on this list as affordable places to live in. I'm quite surprised, but let's get into it. It's the capital city of New South Wales and the largest city in Australia. It has a population of about 5.3 million people. On my list so far, it's the highest, and it receives about 50,000 international students every year. So that is a huge number, okay? Sydney is popular for its quality education and highest rate of employment. So that's another thing to consider for any of the cities I've mentioned. It has a very high rate of employment, I would say, because there are a lot of companies based there and there are a lot of people, so they're always looking for people to work. Famous for its landmark, the Opera House, there are the Harbour Bridge and all of that. So it hosts 6 public universities. The University of Sydney, University of New South Wales is like one of the very popular universities, Macquarie universities, Western Sydney universities, and so on. So the average annual tuition fee for international students in Sydney is about 34,000 Australian dollars, and the average monthly living cost is about 1,900 Australian dollars. So as you can see, as we've moved along on this list, cost of living has increased, cost of tuition has also increased. To round up this video, I would say Australia offers a variety of cities to live in, options for you. What I always say is do your own research, try and find out what works for you. You need to figure out what university you want to go for, what course you want to study, then you start looking for universities that offer these courses, and then you can decide which city you would like to go to based on some of the things I've mentioned in this video. As I mentioned, Sydney, the chances of getting a job is higher simply because there are way more people, but as much as the chances of getting a job is higher, your cost of living is definitely a bit higher also. So consider all of those pros and cons before you decide what university you want, what city you want to live in. But regardless, when you get here, no matter what city you are living in, you can always travel around within Australia. You can take trains from Sydney to Melbourne and, take flights and explore the cities regardless of where you end up. Okay, so do your research. If you have any questions, do let me know, and if you have any topics you'd like me to talk about, please send your questions in. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have watched up to this point, do not forget to give this video a massive thumbs up, as this allows YouTube to share my video with more people. Subscribe to the channel if you are not, join the fam, and thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Okay, bye.